Good morning, subscribers and non-subscribers. I will be doing today a little bit different, as you can probably already tell because you can hear me. I'm still going to try to keep it a short format video, but with the holidays and everything going on and being the sole cook and baker in my house, I'm just not having as much time to edit these days. So I've decided for right now, we are going to voice behind these shorter recipes. And I'm also probably going to be cutting back my format coming into the new year. It also may slow down because of the holidays, so I apologize if there's some erratic posting, but it'll only be over the holidays as I do celebrate both Christmas and Yule. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get in today's recipe. I don't know if you can hear it, but I do have some faint oldies Christmas music in the background. I'm hoping it's not I'm hoping it's not something you can actually audible. That's it. I was going to say edible. Shows how much I'm dealing with food. Hopefully it's not too audible because I do not want to get a copyright strike. But this is a recipe that's actually quite old. It's Icebox eggnog cake. So we're going to start it off. 3 tablespoons of sugar. 3 tablespoons of corn starch. And 3 large egg yolks. I think we'll have to get a spatula out for this one, which I seem to already have one. Egg yolks, so sticky. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to whisk it till it's smooth. We're going to end up cooking this on medium heat. And all we're doing is just making ourselves some pudding. Okay, I probably shouldn't have turned the heat on yet. I think I'll wait. Let's just whisk this in. No heat. Don't turn the heat on yet. Don't do like I did. We'll have that ready. Okay, so if you notice, it's nice and smooth now. Right? So, let's just clean up this little mess we got here. Back to the stove. I've already pre-measured this out. This is 3 cups of eggnog. You can use whichever's your favorite. If you make it yourself, by all means, homemade eggnog would probably be fantastic. Now the only thing left to add here is a little bit of freshly ground nutmeg. You can just use ground nutmeg. It's a 1/4 teaspoon and then just a pinch of salt. Now we're going to cook this until it bubbles, depending on your stove. That could be anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes. And here we are, probably right around 10 minutes later. I didn't time it. I have nothing else to do than to make this. And you'll notice as you're whisking this, because you should be constantly whisking as you go, that it'll be thin, 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 and then all of a sudden, bam, it bubbles and it thickens and it looks like a pudding. So we're just going to let it bubble just a wee bit more because I want to make sure that it sets, and I am infamous for soupy banana cream pie. We won't go into any further detail, but I've been perfecting my pudding game, so I will nail that pie this year. Oh yeah, that's what you like to see. You can tell it's thick just by the bubbles. Okay, so this is pretty easy. Now that it's thick, I'm going to take it Yeah, I think that should set. There's no reason that shouldn't set. Yeah, that looks like a nice pudding. Okay, take it off the heat. Add in a tablespoon of vanilla and 3 tablespoons of butter. Now, as far as this vanilla goes, it doesn't actually have to be vanilla. This would be a good time if you have any spirits around the house, some rum, whiskey, bourbon, whatever your jam is, you can also add those. I have enough boozy stuff in my Christmas cookie repertoire. So we'll keep the cake PG. You could also just add a rum extract if you just like the flavor. I apologize, I'm blocking the view here. And that's it. Alright, once you've got it all whisked, we will get a new spatula because that one's dirty. Okay, once you have it whisked, transfer it into a bowl. Now, if you've never made pudding before, this is the most important step because if you do not lay the plastic right on top of that pudding, when it cools, it will have a thick, hard skin on it. Now, don't be worried about the fact that this is hot. That's how it goes. It's fine. So you just want to make sure that it actually presses down and sits on top of your pudding like a second skin, because what this is going to do is this is going to prevent it from getting that hard layer. And then put it in your fridge to cool for a few hours. Okay, I apologize for the glare. That'll be gone in a second here. So it's been about an hour. We're now going to assemble this cake. And this will be the quick part because I'm going to speed it up. It's layer after layer. If you want more crackers, do a thin layer, about half a cup. If you want more, then you keep it minimal. So this is going to kind of hover because my plastic isn't touching the ground, but we'll attempt to fix this. Okay, so that's about as good as it gets. It says to try to cover as much as you can, but I don't know if you've ever broken up a graham cracker. It is not very user-friendly. I'm just going to put it that way. So, our pudding looks really good. It's still warm, so don't worry about the fact if the pudding is warm. I think the whole point of this, because again, I've never done this, is for it to actually fully set in the pan. You may also... I just put my hand in a bunch of cream. You may also be wondering why I'm doing it with the plastic. The recipe I read said to flip it, which I think is pretty crazy, but we'll give it a shot. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a good thing this isn't like for company or anything. This is just for me and the boyfriend, so... if I mess it up, that's okay. But this is pretty much the whole process. You're going to go through, you're going to do a layer of crackers and a layer of pudding. Do your best to try to fill in the gaps. I'm honestly thinking about just adding graham crumbs at this point because it's so hard to break. But make it how you will. And then after this, it'll go back into the fridge where it's going to set. It should be at least 4 to 6 hours. You want the graham crackers to soften, and then we'll flip it out, make some whipped cream, and serve it.